Hey guys, a warm welcome to my virtual tour channel. Today we're heading down a Cape Peninsula tour and we've just made a quick little scenic stop right here at Noordhoek Beach, and I wanted to quickly tell you all about a famous shipwreck that landed up down the beach, and the year was 1900, and this poor vessel was actually being delivered by the Captain Nicholson from Denmark on his first ever voyage. And he came around Chapman's Peak literally in the dark of night, stormy seas, and he thought he was now rounding the infamous Cape of Good Hope. Full steam ahead, he literally landed up on the beach nearly 120 years ago today, on the 25th of May in the year 1900. This is actually a valley, so I can only imagine in those days there was very, very little sort of lights or inhabitants guiding him along the way. Very low-lying valley, and in the distance we can even see False Bay right through this low-lying valley. Anyway, so there this poor steel ship has lain from the year 1900. Some of her steel was actually used for our local railway company. It was also the site of a very famous movie called Ryan's Daughter, starring Robert Mitchum and Sarah Miles. In 1970, there's actually a scene from the movie that was shot at this very shipwreck. So guys, we're going to continue along Chapman's Peak Drive, the beautiful Chapman's Peak Drive, aka the Amalfi Coast as some people call it. And yeah, let's go. Alright, welcome back guys. So here we're approaching the highest point of Chapman's Peak. Beautiful scenic viewpoints from up here. And as we go around this bend, coming into view also the incredible sedimentary layers, part of the amazing geology of this Cape Peninsula, with solid Cape granite formed over many, many years and literally cooled down slowly, forming that amazing solid base, the igneous granite. And then in the middle layers, what we're looking at dead ahead of us now, the sedimentary or shale layers, these are literally evident of a seabed or a riverbed from more than 250 to 260 million years ago. So just an incredible drive, very much part of Cape Town's scenic journey. The road was built in 1910 when the then governor decided he wanted to create a scenic drive around this mountain peak called Chapman's Peak, hence the name of the road, Chapman's Peak Drive. Everybody literally laughed him off and said it was going to be virtually impossible. With the help of 600 convict laborers and about 10 years of toil, they opened this pass to much speculation, and it has however been resurfaced and redone over the years, especially in 1999 when the pass was closed to the general public due to some litigation and an accident from a rock fall, and it was reopened in the about 2003-2004, literally 4 civil engineering companies getting together and forming a joint venture and then signing a 30-year concession to manage the road as a private road. Absolutely gorgeous day here in the middle of, virtually the middle of winter in Cape Town. Also a classic example of how you can travel to the Western Cape and South Africa during the cooler or colder winter months. We in the Western Cape are a very mild climate, a Mediterranean climate, so cool to cold weather this time of the year. Our winter, May, June, July, August, when we get our rains as well, and then summertime, more November, December, January, February. So very mild climate, and I would highly recommend traveling during this off-peak period of the year. We're entering some of the man-made structures now, what we call half tunnels, and these were as a result of the engineering companies after the pass was closed in 1999, literally focusing on the safety of its road users. So this is all man-made, what we call a half tunnel. Quite a spectacular piece of engineering. The road was actually brought further in, and then the mountainside was carved away to create that half tunnel. We also, with the assistance of some Swiss engineers who developed and designed the most incredible catching nets above us, thereby keeping the road users as safe as possible. Getting towards the end of this incredible drive, I cannot reiterate what an incredibly gorgeous day it is. For me, the most spectacular views are coming up dead ahead of us. The most amazing Noordhoek beach, 5 miles of incredible white sands, quite empty at the moment due to the current lockdown situation because of the COVID pandemic. But I know we will be back, guys, and we will all travel again, that's for sure, albeit one day. Entering my hometown as such, the Fish Hoek Valley, sometimes known as the Deep South. There's just so much to do on this Cape Peninsula. You know, almost a one-day tour is not sufficient to really explore it and see all its beauty. So we're going to take a quick little leg stretch stop, and I'd like to show you something very, very interesting, and I'll speak to you guys shortly. Alright guys, so after a couple of minutes journey from Noordhoek Beach, where we've just come from, we're now entering the picturesque town of Simonstown, named after the then governor Simon van der Stel. In fact, on our left hand side here is the original Admiralty House, built during the period of the British occupation. Now Simonstown, as a picturesque and historic town, is really, really beautiful, and you could actually spend several hours just exploring the myriad of military museums and general historic museums. Beautiful little town to spend some quality time in as well. The town was, originally established in the 1740s, when the then Dutch, who had occupied the Cape, came through to the Simonstown area and started using the bay as a safe anchorage during those harsh winter months, especially in the Cape. And it then later on became a trading store, a trading post, shall I say, where all the local farmers were then trading their fruit and vegetables from this point, but more so during the winter months. Beautiful colonial architecture, Victorian architecture as we drive down the main street. Regarded as a naval town today, the British, when they took over the Cape in 1795, they actually converted Simonstown into a naval base, which then became part of the Royal Navy. And this remained right until the 1950s, when it was officially then handed over to the South African Defence Force. Coming up on our left, the beautiful Jubilee Square, which was part of the original trading post, originally called Market Square, and then changed its name in 1953 to celebrate the Silver Jubilee of King George V. then changed to Jubilee Square. Alright guys, so a quick little journey through Simonstown, onwards to the really special place that I wanted to show you, our beloved African penguin colony at Boulders Penguin Colony, home to the African penguin, and I will speak to you shortly. Here we are guys, welcome to my beloved penguin colony here at Boulders Beach in the Simonstown area. A really special place, one of only 3 land-based colonies in South Africa, home to the beloved African penguin. Not a very big penguin, about 60 centimeters or 2 feet tall, also known to be monogamous, so they mate for life. Their lifespan varies, but generally averages around 15 years. And the moment we are in breeding time, unfortunately the actual colony is closed to the public due to the COVID pandemic, but we are certainly still going to go and try and find us a couple of penguins. So, well, let's go and see if we can find some. Alrighty guys, so here we are at the Boulders Penguin Colony. As you can see, it's all completely closed up. So what we are going to do, in true David Attenborough style, we're going to find us some rare African penguins. Follow me guys. So as an alternative, because the colony is closed, we are going to take a walk along this beautiful boardwalk. Many of my guests have enjoyed this walk with me in the past. Really nice and quiet, another beautiful day in the Western Cape. And just like that, within seconds, we actually came across our first breeding penguin. Have a look here guys. Wow, isn't she magnificent? See if I can get a better shot through the fence here. There, he or she is laying on her eggs. So as I mentioned, they are monogamous. They breed for life, and both male and female actually sort of co-parent. They play a dual role in raising these chicks. Their gestation period, about 39-40 days in that region. And they normally lay 2 eggs, and then when the chicks are really anything from about 3 months onwards, they fledge the nests and eventually going into the water to catch their own food. How's that? Our first breeding penguin. Isn't she gorgeous? You'll notice a slight little pink spot above her eye. That is actually literally a type of temperature gauge, a form of panting to regulate their temperature. Normally gets quite bright pink in the heat of summer. But these little guys, contrary to sort of popular belief, they will never see snow and ice in their lives. This is so awesome. Let's go and see if we can find some more guys. Here we have Mr. Curious. Beautiful. Look at him, or her. Very difficult to actually tell the difference between the sexes. Right in the middle of breeding season at the moment. How gorgeous is this beautiful African penguin? Previously known as the jackass penguin. Some people say they changed the name to the African penguin because it wasn't cool to call someone a jackass. But I can tell you it's from the braying noise that they make. So very much the noise or the sound of a donkey. And look at this beautiful penguin. Hasn't seen humans in ages. Wow, this is so awesome, guys. I hope you're all enjoying this as much as I am. And you remember the noise I spoke about. Wow. And here is a beautiful mating pair. Oh man, aren't they just gorgeous? Look at them. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Penguin. Hey, you guys on honeymoon? You've been missing us humans, eh? Anyway, happy breeding and make lots of little baby penguins. Alrighty guys, so we've reached the end of this incredible boardwalk. Beautiful Boulders Beach down here, normally open in the summertime for people to go and actually swim with penguins. I want to cast your attention to a flat rock in the distance called Noah's Ark, also a breeding ground for lots of our cormorant species. And beyond Noah's Ark in the distance is South Africa's only lighthouse that is not on the shoreline, called Roman Rock Lighthouse, and that was built in 1861 and only later electrified in 1992. So guys, we've come to the end of this beautiful virtual tour of Boulders Penguin Colony. I certainly hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as I have. It's been great having you with me on this journey. I've certainly enjoyed it, so thank you very, very much guys. Cheers for now.